Hello guys, this is Goodlike, and this is the 70 subscriber special. Finally! For God's sake, I managed to say it without screwing it up. Oh, I have no idea. I tried this a few times and it didn't work out that very well, but finally I managed to say it. You'd think that saying a single sentence would be easy, but apparently it's not. Friggin' English. Anyway, as per usual in every single subscriber special that I make, I have to say the following sentence as well. But that's a lot of subscribers. And it is. I really wasn't expecting to hit any number as such before the new year. But we managed to do it. Thank you very much for subscribing and hopefully watching my videos, including this one. If you're not watching my videos, you're not watching this video either, so yeah, you won't get my thanks. Not that it would matter anyway, since you're not watching anyway. Anyway, not being grumpy. It doesn't fit. I mean, today should be Christmas. At least I hope that today is Christmas. I'm going to try to release this video on Christmas. God forbid something happens and it gets released some other day. Jesus. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope everything's alright. Let's hope that right now is Christmas and not some other random date. In that case, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. And if it's not, well, I guess Happy Easter or Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know when you're watching this. Whenever you're watching this, happy whatever holiday is gonna be next relative in time. There we go. But right now, the closest holiday to today is Christmas, and I thought, well, I haven't done a subscriber special for 50 or 60, and since it's Christmas and New Year's, and I sort of have an idea of what I'll do, you know what, let's do a 70 subscriber special. Why not? There's a lot of things to talk about anyway, so yeah. So let's start off with the most important thing, obviously, what the hell is in the video. And in the video you shall see the most epic of epic things, and that is me on a new level 1 Pyromancer character punching the Asylum Demon to death. Yes. I wanted to do that ever since I started the game. Though back in the day I didn't want to punch him, I was quite fine with using a broken sword, but you know, I thought to myself, nah. Slicing Asylum Demon with a broken sword doesn't sound nearly as awesome as punching Asylum Demon to death. I hope you agree and that it is much more of a worthy title, even though theoretically they're exactly the same. But you know, what won't you do for an exciting title? A few things to note about Dark Souls. First of all, they released a new patch recently which broke the 60 frames per second fix. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That is one of the reasons why I decided to actually pick up the Divine Blessings as my gift, because the game was really choppy after getting used to 60 frames per second, which significantly better represents the gameplay. It's not even comparable, man. It's not that much of an issue, but it annoyed me. And when I can't really focus that well when I'm annoyed, and when I'm not focused I get hit in the face multiple times in a row. Like, you'll see me get hit so many times in a row in this one part, it's just sad. It was almost enough to make me go back and redo it. I mean, I did this in 3 tries. In the first try I almost killed him, died at the end, very close. And the second try I failed so miserably I practically didn't have any blessings and he wasn't even at like 80% health. And yeah, in the third try I killed him, and this is the third try. However, as you can see, there is no in-game sound. I mean, you wouldn't hear it very well even if there was any, but fortunately I was listening to something in the background which wouldn't be appropriate for this video. Not because it's generally inappropriate, it's just some random sounds that I use to relax myself when I'm not recording. And you know, This was pre-random recording, so I forgot to turn it off, and yeah. I mean, it's just a bunch of hitting sounds and dodging sounds and the Asylum Demon music over and over again anyway, so you don't miss much. I just put some soundtracks, which are also awesome, in the background instead. Like DLC soundtracks, those are cool. Anyway, it was quite a battle. It took me about 18 minutes, as you can see in the video length. At least I hope. I mean, if I talk too little, I will speed the video up a little. But I really doubt this is going to happen. Every single time I try one of these specials, I end up talking for almost an hour or something crazy like that. Which is quite insane when you think about it. I mean, there's not that much to talk about. But I managed to talk for an hour. So I think, what is Goodlike going to talk about this time? I'm going to try to talk about basically all the series that I have currently ongoing, perhaps coming in the nearby future, on my channel, because I think that's very important. There's quite a few things to say about each and every one of them. Some less, some more, but, well, I'll just try to cover it all for now. So first of all, let's start off with the Goodlike versus Pentathlon on Left 4 Dead 2 Team versus mode. It's basically normal Left 4 Dead campaign game where one team is controlling the zombies and the other team is controlling the survivors, and you know, each team is pit against each other for one round, and the other round they switch their places for the same map. And depending on how far each survivor gets, they get points. The team at the end of campaign with most points wins. The goal is to get as far as possible with your survivors and to kill the survivors as soon as possible so they get as few points as possible. It was quite fun. We were joined by the Vampire in order to fill our teams, and sometimes a random guy or two, and if all goes well we might have more matches in the future. We had another recording session on Wednesday. It was 19th, and it just didn't go well. We had many problems with the server, with the game being weird, buggy, and changing items on us, and the players were a little confused about what to do because there were quite a few new people. It was basically a huge mess, so we decided not to record it after a few matches and to just practice about, which we did for a good hour. I did record a few matches at the start, and I maybe will make a short montage of some good moments from that, but I wouldn't expect anything from Planetside because it was his team that had most of the issues, so I don't think he has much of a recording. To me, it's much more worrying the messages that he wrote yesterday at the end of the world day. Yes, this is recorded on the 22nd. He seemed to have gone into his depressive mood again, which has become quite common. I sincerely hope that he'll get better and that we can play some games and make some awesome videos together again. Anyway, if you are a fan of Pentathlon, go write him on Facebook. What the hell are you doing, man? Come back. We want you back. We want you back. Go do that. It's very important. That'll make him feel better, I'm sure. I know it would make me feel better if I was depressed about this stuff, so yeah. I'm not sure if I actually finished uploading yet. It really depends on whether I will get in contact with Pem or not. I mean, there's still a few days until I'm gonna release this video, so we may have finished uploading the videos. One way or the other I will upload them. I'll just keep them privated until we're ready to release them. There's only 2 more left for now, so that's quite possible. So we'll see. We'll see. Go raid him. Go raid him now. Don't waste even a single precious moment. Right. I hope you've done writing and now you're back to watching this video. If you haven't, I'm gonna do it one more time just to annoy you. Go write him, then come back to watching this video. And let's move on to the next series, which is gonna be now my own series. The latest series that I've done was Planetside 2 with friends, especially Sahyun. I have done quite a few episodes on that, I think at least 10 in advance at this point, maybe even more, because I recorded tons of the footage and edited it. I just didn't have the time to upload it. But I will get on with it during the holidays. I mean, during the holidays I won't actually be at my good PC, so I won't be able to record or even play most of the games that I want to. So that's why I have quite a batch of videos stacked up from before, so you know, you wouldn't have this massive, possibly 10-day gap where nothing gets released, and instead you have some Planetside videos. Regarding Planetside, if you for some reason want to play with me, you're free to come, but I have to give you a few warnings. The server is a EU service. Anyone can join, as do keep in mind that the requirements are quite high for the game, and we are using our own Ventrilo server to communicate. So that's a thing. And let's just say that my friends are quite it's really hard to find the right word to describe them. But basically, don't expect any holding back, expect lots of swearing and being angry and all that. Obviously it's not in any kind of seriousness, it's just the way my friends roll. It's their style. Not much I can do about it, so if you're fine with that, you're free to join at any time. We'll probably be playing Planetside 2 quite often in the evenings, just messing about, going to random places, trying to take random places. It's gonna be cool, trust me. We're professionals, we know what we're doing. Yeah. Regarding actual videos, I've done a feature in them where I sort of speed up certain parts which are either not as full of action as the rest of the parts, like me just looking through the sniper scope for 5 minutes while I talk to Sahyun. I usually will speed those parts up, or when I'm traveling through quite a great distance on a flash, for example. I don't know, I just like how the sped up voices sound. They're really funny, so that's why I decided to keep them in for now. However, if you don't like that, just tell me, and I'll start cutting those parts out instead. I really don't mind one way or the other for the most part. I mean, there are some parts which I do intend to keep sped up one way or the other, but it's just when there's some interesting, funny conversation rather than, you know, all the time for the continuity. So if you don't like it, tell me on the comments in the videos when they are released, and a good deal of videos later it will stop, basically when I make the new ones, which will be somewhere around part 20 or so, so it's quite a time away. Another game that me and my friends are gonna pick up is The Secret World. I have started it, I've not gotten really far because I didn't have the time, and I won't be able to play it back at my parents' during the holidays either, so I will most likely do videos for that as well. We'll see, I'll see if it's interesting. At the moment it's a bit dull for myself because I've done the part at the start in the beta and I've seen it done on a video, so it's a bit hard to judge of how good it is, but as soon as I get over that part I'll be able to evaluate better. I don't remember the server name. I'll put it in the description if you happen to play the Secret World for any reason. I know it's not a very popular MMO right now. It's really been having a lot of problems, like having to go buy to play instead of a subscription model. Understandable, however. I mean, it's just another hotkey MMO. The only real selling point for it was the setting, like all the Cthulhu stuff and all the conspiracy stuff, and that's actually why I want to try it out. Also, the missions are apparently very puzzle based, which could be pretty interesting if it involves really complicated stuff. Like, imagine something like the movies, like The National Treasure and stuff. If it was on close, at least to that level, that would be pretty interesting to try to figure out without actually, like, you know, looking up the answers, which is something that I do intend to do. I know Sahyun has had quite a head start on me in that game, so I will be playing it by myself for quite a while until I catch up, but then we'll probably join our forces in order to solve all the mysteries. And we'll eventually find out whether these mysteries were tough enough to be worthy to be solved or not. Either way, it's pretty cheap right now, especially during holidays. I can't really recommend it right now because I haven't played enough of it, but it's not bad. It just hasn't left an impression yet, that is all. Enough about a Secret World. I'll speak about another MMO that I have said I will play, but I have completely not played it, which is really weird. That is Raider Z. I have made quite a bit of videos about a closed beta, but then I never had a chance to come back to it. The reason for that is because it decided to come out at the same time as practically every single other interesting game in the freaking world. I have no idea how they managed to do that. Like, Planetside 2 came out, the Secret World went by to play, then there's the thing with Pam, etc. I just haven't had any time to actually go look into it. I might come back to it in the future once I'm done with all these games, but who knows how long it'll take. It could take months, so if somebody's expecting Raider Z right now, you are up for quite a wait. I do hope that it's gonna stick around for a while. It is quite interesting. The fighting mechanics are probably closest to Dark Souls that I've ever seen in any other game that wasn't from the Souls series, so mind you, I have not played that many games, especially in consoles where this kind of genre would be most prominent, so don't quote me on that. Still, I wish to come back to it, but I just don't see an opportunity right now. Definitely would play it right now if I hadn't played in the beta and I wasn't exactly sure if it was good, and I would have definitely realized it was good. But now that I've played in beta, you know, I know that I'm looking forward to leveling a certain amount of time, which will take time until I get to the new content. Then there's the PvP grind, you know, it's kind of slightly off-putting, which is what I was afraid of and why I didn't even participate in the closed beta, which could have made things even worse. So the final MMO of the list is Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2. I have not played Guild Wars 2 also for ages, for the same reasons as I haven't played Raider Z. Unlike Raider Z, however, Guild Wars 2 does have a few quite serious problems which have sort of made me abstain from it for quite a while. The issue I had with Guild Wars, and I'm sure I've said this in comments when I was answering some question, the problem is the heart quests. The hearts basically are the quest equivalent of Guild Wars 2. You go to the hearts and the heart appears when you're next to it, a good distance away as well, and it tells you what to do in this general area until you fill the completion bar, and then you complete that heart and you get experience. This is basically very centralized questing hub experience. It's very convenient questing. Like, this is the epitome of questing experience. This is pretty much the best questing you can ever get. You go to place, You don't even need to talk to anybody, you instantly know what to do, you complete it, you do what you want to complete the bar, and that's it. The problem is that's not why I bought Guild Wars 2, or why I wanted to play. The reason I wanted to play Guild Wars 2 is because the leveling was supposed to be dynamic. The only thing that was supposed to be there for people who enjoy questing was the personal story, which would obviously be scripted, quest-like stuff. And it's a really good thing. I mean, the story mode happens every 2 levels, it's pretty interesting, even if sometimes unfair, there's stuff happening, lore, etc. The bandit camp happened, which was one of my favorite Guild Wars episodes up till now. Mop the One Eye, episode 41, that one's epic. If you haven't seen me play Guild Wars 2 at all, go watch the 41st episode, Mop the One Eye. It's just good. It's just grand. The hearts, on the other hand, are not. They're very dull collection kill quest like things which are continuously repeating the same theme of the area that you are in. Hey, let's kill centaurs. Then the next heart, kill more centaurs. The next heart, kill these thieves which are helping centaurs, therefore there's centaurs involved. Then the next heart, defend this place from the centaurs that are attacking, therefore kill centaurs. Like, come on. Is that really it? Like, that's what I did not like about the system. So when I will be coming to Guild Wars 2, and I will be coming to Guild Wars 2, I have decided to completely abstain from doing every single heart in the game. If I happen to kill something that completes a heart, whatever, but that will only happen for other purposes rather than actually trying to complete the heart. The hearts will be ignored. I will pretend they're not there. And I'm gonna play Guild Wars 2 the way that I imagined that it would be and the way I wanted it to be. Dynamic events only, plus coupled with vistas, which are usually pretty interesting jumping puzzles, and skill points, which are usually very short event-like things as well. And also, I'll do the personal story because it's, you know, it's every 2 levels, so it's not really getting in the way per se. The plan will be basically go for every single vista and point and complete the random events on the way if they're interesting. Completely ignoring the hearts. And I'm gonna see if this kind of playstyle is viable and how much more interesting it is. That is exactly the kind of playstyle that I was looking for from the get-go in Guild Wars 2. I was actually expecting there wouldn't be any kind of element at all on the map. You would just have to walk around and look at the actual game instead of a map of where things are, and it's just not that. I know that ArenaNet attempted to create this dynamic questing system, but by simply putting even a tiny little bit, even if very convenient, of the old system in the way of hearts, they just ruined it. It's just not the same. You already know what's going on, and the dynamic events feel like additions rather than the main content that you should be doing. And in my opinion, it should have been absolutely the other way around. The dynamic event should have been the thing that you do. You go out in the wild, you find an event, you do it. I mean, that's what you do in Planetside too. It's much easier to do in Planetside too because it's a PvP game, of course. It's not PvE, so much less work involved. But when you think about it, that's what Planetside 2 is. You just go out in the friggin' world, you find a place where there's battle, and you battle until you win or lose. People seem to enjoy it quite a bit. I'm just saying. Alright, that's it about the MMO side of things. To finish this off, let's get on the last 4 series. That would be, let's see, Chivalry and Tribes. Basically, what I used to do with Chivalry is just play it on my own. Unfortunately, all the people that could play with me did not have a decent enough PC to do so. So I couldn't actually get a thing going with it. That's still possibly up for the future, even though I have not played a lot of that game. I don't really have an issue with it, but I do feel that most of its modes are team-based, and any team game without an actual proper team to me eventually becomes dull. Because all the players they just don't play like a team, and then the other players happen to play like a team. Even if it's small skirmishes where we end up being like 3 players on the other team and just 3 of us who are just running around like headless chickens. It's still impossible to win. It's nothing you can do because they're playing properly. Then there's the issue of random lag occurring, though it's not very common. It's very demoralizing when you can't block an attack because it lagged, and it has happened quite a few times and cost me life. Wouldn't be so much of an issue if I had a team behind me which could, recover from this, but usually you don't in random pub matches, so that's a problem. So that's why there hasn't been much of that. I'm just waiting until someone else is interested in picking it up with me. Until then, I don't think I'm going to be playing much of it. Regarding the tribes montages, I've just not been recording me playing the tribes because I've not really been playing a lot. I've had some really sick matches, like crazy stuff like mid-airing a fast flag carrier 1/4 of a map away with a spin fuser, immediately killing it multiple times in the same match, which is pretty freaking crazy. I'm really unhappy that I didn't choose to record it, but I don't think I had space for that at that point. I mean, look at the amount of freaking games that I'm doing. It's amazing that I have space at any given time. I might record some in the future, but it's completely off my focus because there's a bunch of other games that I'm doing right now which are just more interesting. But who knows, maybe. If you want it, tell me. I'll try to record some. If you don't tell me, then it's just gonna stay a thing of the future. And finally we have Witcher and Morrowind. I keep saying I'm gonna come back to Witcher, but I never do. I haven't even continued reading the books. My intention when playing The Witcher was to read the books as I was playing the game and look for like references in the game to the books. I mean, we have the professor, one of the main villains, but the problem is that he's actually died, like in the second book already. He's not even an actual, like, proper villain already. He's just random murderer that gets hired by somebody to kill Geralt, and Geralt all, like, owns his face and everything. It's just all there is to it. I do think I'll have much more time after the holidays, so I might actually find time to come back to Witcher as well. It's basically my first priority after all the other things, which doesn't make it really prioritized, does it? But yeah, it's I'm gonna get back to it. God damn it, I don't care. I'm gonna get back to The Witcher. It's gonna be done. And The Witcher 2. I wanna play those games. I don't even care that the author of The Witcher said, they're not really continuations, they're spin-offs. I don't care. I'm gonna finish those games. God damn it. I find Morrowind still remains as it was, just my extra show that I do every now and then when I'm out of other things to do, and I'm not really willing to come back to games like Witcher at that point because I'm, I don't know, not ready. Or slightly tired. There's really no specific reason for when I will come back to Morrowind. What exactly will I do with it? It's just, my off show that comes back in and out for like 3 episodes every now and then. Once again, if you want more of that, make sure to comment, and when I see that people comment on that stuff, I think, well, they want to see more, so I'll do more. It's all in your hands. Alright. That's basically it. I've said everything that I wanted to say. This probably went way over time for my video, so I'm gonna have to figure something out, maybe put in a few extra parts from the first attempt or something. And I just want to thank you guys for subscribing to me and for watching my videos. Once again, I hope you have a nice holidays, and I'll see you later.